Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this place again. We're back to Final Fantasy X-2. Yes, a game that took me a god-awful long time to complete, and when I did, I didn't even make it to 100% because I did not rest. Well, guess what? Because of the fact that I missed 2 rests in Chapter 1 and in Chapter 2, this is my punishment. This is my punishment, and I'm going to have to deal with it. But there's going to be a set of rules here. You see, not only will I actually abridge most of the cloisters, but I'm only going to show off the new cloisters as I go down to the set, because of the fact that each set of 20 has a new cloister. However, they tend to recycle the previous set's cloisters. So with that said, let's go down to Cloister 20. Which was the last cloister I had, and which was the mandatory cluster. Because everything past 20 is not mandatory. I cannot stress that enough. And the only time it is if you actually missed 100%. So, there is one other thing I wanted to show off, if I can remember where it was. No, it's not here. No, it's not here. I do believe, hold on, give me a second, if I can remember it, it is on the left or right side. I'm trying to remember, because there was something that was of importance. Oh yes, now I remember, it's on the right. There is this thing that teleports you to the higher cloisters or the lower cloisters. So, if you manage to get in the intervals of 20, and you feel you're not ready for the lowest cloister, which even at level 99 you're just not ready for the lowest cloister, you can always use that to teleport you 20 cloisters prior. So you won't have to go through all of that all over again, and you just teleport yourself back to the main interest in Via Infinito. So without further ado, let's drop down, and I'm going to abridge it and introduce the new types of cloisters that appear between Cloisters 20 and Cloisters 24. This is Cloister 23, and what is found here, I might as well show you before I actually show you how to avoid it, is an Elder Drake. Yeah, that blocks your path. You can either fight it, or avoid it. Well, for now. And by the way, Glass is going to be breaking a lot because, yes, there are random encounters, and no, I can't do anything about them. And by the way, they're enemies I've already fought. So, yeah, Glass will be breaking a lot. So, that pedestal I just stepped on completely made it to where I can avoid this thing no problem. Oh, by the way, it'll come down to deeper cloisters where that will be replaced with a Mega Time Berry. Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for the time being, we had to get past that and go to Cloister 24, which has its new gimmick here. I don't know why I transitioned from that, because I just realized it's the same cloister. My apologies. But, just in case you missed it, it is on Cloister 24. And, it is for you to climb up to the highest point, attack this Time Berry, and yes, I'm showing that off because you have to defeat it in order for you to proceed. Bear in mind, later cloisters will replace regular Time Berries with Mega Time Berries just to be dicks. And even the little Time Berries will have random encounters with Mega Time Berries. But once you get rid of the Time Berry, you jump down the hole. Which brings us to our next cloister, Cloister 25. So, what's so special about Cloister 25? Well, there is 3 distinct spots. What you need to do is climb up them and step on each pedestal. And yeah, I mean step on each pedestal, and by the way, that's a lot of battles I'm cutting out, so yes, glass will be broken. And once you step on all 3 pedestals, the, no, I'm not going to return. Yeah, let's just keep going. Anyway, once you step on this last pedestal, time berries will disappear, as will the floor, and that will be your way out. Get used to seeing this particular puzzle, because between Cloisters 70 and Cloisters 90, that's one of the main puzzles you'll be seeing. And now Cloister 26. That's a new cloister in it, where you're just walking over platforms. Oh, by the way, get used to seeing platforms here, because these particular platforms will start having Elder Drakes, and later on, Mega Tonberries. I still hate this place, regardless. Oh, and speaking of which, there's one cloister formation I didn't show you, and that was where the one area where you have to avoid the Elder Drake ends up having another Elder Drake, which you have to avoid. Oh, and by the way, this is the setup for the boss we're about to face. Make sure you have Gunner, High Road Wind, Kaiser Knuckle, and Crystal Bangle. And Kaiser Knuckle and Crystal Bangle. Ugh. Sorry, I'm stuttering here. But yes, High Road Wind, Gunner, and Crystal Bangle is all you're going to need for this boss. And also Kaiser Knuckles. Why? You'll see in just a moment. But for the time being, we run into Jyskal, who we last saw was uncleanly sent by his own son. Because of this, and because of what Shigen's doing, and also Trima's doing, he has now become a fiend. If the game actually activates. Ah, there it is. And the fiend in question, the Black Elemental, which has ridiculously high defense. So what you do, you use Cheap Shot. Fuck all that noise. Cheap Shot is the way to go. It'll bypass all of its defense. Table Turner works too, by the way. It'll bypass all of the Black Elemental's defense, but more importantly, it's faster than the magic it casts. And God forbid if it does, because it has a good chance of casting Ultima and destroying your entire team, which is why I hate this fucking dungeon. Anyway, for doing this, we get Moon Bracers, a Shining Bracer, a Speed Bracer, a Recovery Bracer, and of course, the one thing we want to come here for, the Catnip. Only in the North American version, unfortunately, because international and HD ports will shake their fist in anger and curse Square Enix because they put on the Catnip, you're berserked, and on top of that, you're slowed down. So therefore, even though you're doing SOS 49s, you're still SOS slow and SOS berserk. Here you're just simply getting SOS 49. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with part 1 of our venture in Via Infinito. Much to my utter dismay, see you guys in part 2, where the bullshit really begins. This is RVman985. I love you all, I really do. I hate this dungeon. See you guys next time.